Maroubra to Bondi, a rainy day walk. So we're parking initially down at Maroubra, and Maroubra is in the southern part of Sydney, one of the suburbs, just a little bit south of Sydney, not very far south, like 5 minutes. Let's head off on the Maroubra to Bondi walk. Alexander and I decided to go for a walk. It's quite a rainy Sunday. And we headed down to Maroubra, parked the car, and thought that we'd go from Maroubra to Bondi. It's about 12 k's. I was super keen and thought we could initially do Maroubra to Bondi and back. We didn't, we just did Maroubra to Bondi. This is the start of it that you can see. We're just having a few location shots and a little bit of an argument in a second about what constitutes a good shot. But we're going to take you on the visual journey of all the beaches along Maroubra to Bondi.
Situation.
And good morning, this is me. This is coming up onto the headland around the Maroubra and in Marine Parade, and taking a look back at the beach behind us. And that far side of Maroubra Beach you can see, I've heard has grey nurse shark breeding grounds, but they're meant to be pretty friendly, so not too bad. Now we're moving up the pathway and we've arrived at Marn Pool, which is a rock pool, and I'd never really seen it at high tide before. So you can see from that's how it's been washed out by the ocean and the water's staying fresh. Let's head on down there to Marn Pool. I noticed that there was this pool library box, so I opened it up. Alexander went ahead a bit to look at the rock pool itself, and I think this is so cool. They had like lots of books in there for people to take down, who I've seen on sunny days. This is the fullest, the biggest high tide I've seen in the rock pool for a while. And obviously it's washing the water out of there as well. The council does look after the pool as well. We come back later in the day. I just thought I'd show you this now, but we'll actually come back later in the day. We came back about 4 hours later after we'd gone for the whole walk and got the bus back to Maroubra. And then the tide, of course, had settled right down and you could swim in it. And it was beautiful and clear. So I thought I'd show you this little quick video first. And then when it chronologically matches up at the end of the trip, I'll show you the other couple of videos that we took while we're at Marn Pool. That's my excellent throw of the underwater camera, which is rescued. And this is us after the 4 hours and we bussed it back to Maroubra. I'm being super careful because it's really, really green and slippery, slimy on those steps, and you don't want to stack it into the pool. So that's when we came back later in the day to Marn Pool. Obviously some excellent swimming style there. And then we're just reacquainting ourselves with that underwater video, so we work out how to turn it off in a second.
Okay then, Bob, how do I turn it off now? Because
before a rainy day, it was really good weather. That's us just reworking out how to turn it off. But he's got earplugs in, so he can't hear me as he just swims off. But really clear shots underwater and deeper than you expected.
And then to turn it off, do I press the red button?
Alright, well, bring us back to Marn Pool for a swim later on towards the end of the walk. Obviously we're over 50. This was in the morning again, and we were looking, I really like a rock record, and look at that sandstone laid down and then tilted a bit over time as all the sediment's been laid down, and it makes that excellent pattern. That's like the small cliff walls around Marnpool. And just a bit of an establishing shot so that you can see what it looks like there down at Marnpool. It's really nice. Right, then we're going to head off up the pathway. And I saw these at the top of the pathway here, these circles of sandstone seats. And I looked up when we came home last night on the internet a bit, you know, Randwick Council, that sort of stuff. What are these stone circles for? Couldn't really find out. I thought they might have been an art installation. And then we went up further towards what I found out are called the Maroubra caves. Lots of gaps in the cliff and big gaps in the area. So we were looking around at the top of the cliff headland there. You can see Alexander there in the distance. So I think I'll wander over and see what he's found out. And we were pretty rained upon for 4 hours, so we were pretty wet the whole time, but it wasn't even bad. It was really good actually, like, because it was not crowded. And there's this honeycomb stuff, kind of shapes in the rocks that you might be able to see soon. I might do a bit of a close-up on the honeycomb rocks. And I think, from memory of first year uni years and years ago, I think it just means that there's been a softer substance in those little honeycomb sections that's weathered away faster than the other parts of the rocks. So it might have been where there were maybe creatures had died in, you know, like in the sediment, or softer parts of rock that had worn away faster, weathered faster than the others. Over here on the cliff edge,
Are people diving? Oh my god!
Alexander spotted what we thought were divers, and then we realised they're down there snorkeling. So they're just snorkeling out there, just on the edge of the ocean. You can see that red buoy coming up in the top middle-ish of the shot, and the snorkelers are out there. And they're probably spearfishing, and they've got their float buoys behind them so that people can see them.
That's Coogee.
And now we're talking about where we're going to head.
Oh, that's Coogee.
Coogee.
And then it'd be Bronte and
Bondi's way down there, right? Yes.
where this one up here.
No, further.
Around that point.
Yeah, no, not around that point. That's South Head.
Oh, you're talking about this point
Yeah.
here then. Oh,
yeah.
that's all right.
I love how he says that's all right now, and then he's fully complained within 2 hours that he was hungry. Along the pathway, there's those little boards that lots of information is on, and then we were coming up along a bit of a walkway and coming around after we'd gone on a bit of road and a bit of weird stairs that we think were actually closed. Then we were coming up around into Coogee. Come around into Coogee Bay itself. I'm just wondering, as that shot goes along, can we see Wedding Cake Island? Should be coming up on the right. Let's hope the camera person, that was me, panned along. There we go. You can just kind of see some rough surf there. It's high tide still at that stage in the morning of Wedding Cake Island. That's where we've been. And now we're going to head into Coogee. I'll tell you a couple of things you see on the way into Coogee as well. So lots of signboards, lots of info, really super interesting. There's Wedding Cake Island again, a bit of a stiller shot. As you go along, you see Wiley's Baths. You can go down there and have a swim at Wiley's Baths. And then there's the ladies and children's baths too. So you have to be a ladies or a children to go in there. Then we made our way into Coogee. So many rock swimming pools and really easy, safe places, you know, to have a nice swim. And pretty high tide there at Coogee, so it looks great. And then this is the northern end of Coogee, another rock pool over here. Much more freeform, this one. Alright, and then we started heading into, must be Gordon's Bay. So we started heading into Gordon's Bay, where there's lots of great snorkeling if you're into snorkeling. And big groper down there, big fish. these weird boat rack things there at Gordon's Bay. Great for snorkeling. You can snorkel at this end or off that far left end, big car park down there. We walked around there. And you hear lots of airplane noise because we're in South Sydney, right near the airport. There was a stretching husband that you might have seen briefly. And then just a shot back from where we've come, all the way down there at Maroubra, you could see in the distance now. And now we're just moving out of Gordon's Bay. And off we go again. Okay, so as we come around into Clovelly. Here's a map that I try to match up for you. There's lots of signposting on the walk that you're on the coastal walk, you know, lots of signs to help you, even when you have to go up on the road just maybe 1 or 2 times. And then down here at Clovelly, they've got normal swimming channel in the middle, but then lots of concrete stuff on the sides. And I think that they made lots of that stuff when I was reading about Marnpool and the concrete down here at Clovelly as projects in the war and the depression. There's a lot of concrete down there. But people were having a blast in the channel there with the waves and swimming around, and with the water it's really clear. It was really nice. Then we walked around past this excellent bowling club right on the headland. From memory, I think it was Waverley Golf Club. Lawn Bowls. How about Lawn Bowls? Bowling Club. So it's a bowling club. But you can book it out for functions and all that sort of stuff. And then you just saw a bit of a ibis that was walking around. Then we're going to head down there, past Waverley Cemetery, which was massive, and right down onto the cliffside and the cliff face. Right down onto the cliff face. Oh yeah, that was a little boat out there, like a little surf ski, jet ski kind of thing. They kept going backwards and forwards along the
Fisherman.
Along the water. And there's a fisherman on a boat. Well, Alexander wants to know why he can't do that, because that guy's on like a kayak out there trying to go fishing by himself. I don't think by himself is a great idea. Okay, and then we come around into Bronte. Super beautiful around there. Really nice beach. It's got a natural rock pool right there in the middle shot that you can see right now. That's lovely to have a swim in. And it also has a more defined rock pool, which quite honestly look like a hotel pool. That's it there as well. Then we decided it was break time and have snack time out of the rain.
Hi, Tags.
Even though we were soaking wet. And there was bathrooms everywhere, so you were totally fine, you know. There's bathrooms every beach, so no one was stressed about needing to go to the bathroom. And after Bronte, we came around into Tamarama. So that's Tamarama that we're coming to now. You see Tamarama Surf Lifesaving Club there in the middle. And then around that headland that we're going to go to would be tucked in behind there, would be Bondi. Alright, so after Tamarama, we come around into Bondi itself. And the great thing about a rainy day was there was nobody else out there. It was all owls. Bit of a lookout. Ben Buckler that you can see across the bay there. and then around into Bondi. So let's head on down there. It's pretty noisy down there with all the waves. And you can see they've got the pools, the icebergs, Bondi icebergs, on this southern side of the beach. And there's also a rock pool on the northern side of the beach as well, far over there in the distance. So then we headed down into Bondi. We got ourselves fish and chips. Then we got the bus back. We got the bus back to Maroubra, and we grabbed the car, threw on our swimmers, and headed on up to Marn Pool. This is us back in Marn Pool in the afternoon. The tide's gone down quite a bit, you can see. It's not washing over those safety barriers, such as they are anymore. And I've just spotted some little crabs, so I just go over to the edge. Can't really see them. Two crabs like about as big as the size of your hand. And one of them was eating the green stuff, the algae. And some other people's dog didn't want it to be tied up and left there, so you can hear them yelling in the background. Then a bit of underwater shot, looking for some fish. So Marn Pool was just beautiful, nice little swim in the afternoon. Then we went back down to Maroubra for one last time. Quick afternoon stop to grab a coffee. Just there in the, what used to be a road, but they changed it now into a pedestrian area. So overall, what a great day we had.